Hello, it's time to shut the curtains, cuddle up with a glass of something responsibly and escape to a world of blue skies and sunshine for half an hour. So let's journey off together to the Caribbean.
Boasting white sandy beaches, crystal clear turquoise waters and a vibrant cultural tapestry, the Caribbean is the ultimate destination if you're seeking a tropical sunshine escape. You'll experience the enchanting beauty, rich history, delectable cuisine, and a multitude of unique experiences as you wake up at a new island every day. From snorkeling with stingrays off Grand Cayman, climbing waterfalls in Jamaica, to ziplining over St. Lucia's rainforest, and kayaking along Grenada's indented coast. With so much on offer, it's ideal for families, couples, and solo travelers. So if you're ready, let's cruise the Caribbean.
Ready? Ready? I was born ready, Trish. We're all ready to go, aren't we? What's not to love about this part of the world, eh? And we have 3 full-on beauties to get the Caribbean in your diary for next year and into 2026 with Norwegian Cruise Line, Cunard and exciting Virgin Voyages.
Oh, it's going to be lovely, and we'll get started with the one that comes up the soonest in January. Now, a low deposit books it today, and it's 17 nights of fun, sun and escape, leaving on the 15th of January. And we're flying out to Houston, Texas in the States, and we're going to start things with 2 nights in a hotel in a city we don't really get to see too often. I mean, when we think of Houston, Texas, of course we think of the Space Center there.
Take off.
We talk a lot about in Orlando, the Kennedy Space Center, but you have the Johnson Space Center. Similar kind of vibe. You can see rockets, you can meet astronauts, all that kind of thing if you like it. Another thing about going to Houston in Texas probably would be the food as well. Like, there's some real yummy stuff to be had there. Oh, there we go, a little glimpse at the really good thing when you go to these space centres is actually seeing the, oh my goodness, I've forgotten the word for what they wear. The astronauts' suits.
Spacesuits.
Spacesuits, and how they've evolved over the years. Like when they went up in the 60s, and you get to see, all the little rovers and everything, but what they actually wore to like tread is amazing compared to kind of the technology of the suits today. It's absolutely fabulous. Lots to see and do in Houston. You'll love having a couple of nights there before joining Norwegian Prima for your 14-night all-inclusive cruise. Oh, lovely. I know Texas seems quite kind of fast-paced and exciting. How lovely just to step on board. And I think you really get a feeling of, relaxation, luxury, me time, spoilt. And you're going to be cruising around the part of the world where it's hot and sunny. So you're going to really get to make the most of all these outdoor spaces as well.
I was just about to say, I mean, look at how much is outside on these ships. And that is what makes it perfect for the Caribbean, because the last thing you want to be doing in the Caribbean is being indoors.
Absolutely. And we're saying you're flying out in January. This is when your holiday is. So you're leaving the cold, wet, rainy, possibly snowy, icy. You're heading to the Caribbean to cruise around in the sunshine. So you will get to make the most of all those fantastic pools outside, all the little spaces, whether you want to take part in all the activities that there is to do, or just relax, just the 2 of you, or there's a group of you, or just by yourself with a book. That's entirely up to you. Now, we're talking about all the relaxation, but now we can see about all the fun that there is to do on board as well, whether it's golf, whether it's, I mean, it just looks so exciting, doesn't it?
You can be on the racetrack and you can get a whole day pass for the racetrack as well, which I just know I would want to do. Whoever I was with, whether it was family, friends, whoever, I'd be like, oh, sorry, actually, I'll see you tomorrow because I'm having a full day race pass. Remember, this cruise is all inclusive as well, so premium drinks package. Ooh. You've got your $50 of shore excursion credit for every port that you go into. You've got 2 nights of specialty dining, and you've got some Wi-Fi as well for when you go missing for your full day on the racetrack. It's going to be amazing. So we're calling out of Galveston in Houston.
A couple of days at sea before arriving at Great Stirrup Key in the Bahamas. Now, this just looks very, very exclusive, doesn't it? It is all about beach relaxation here if you want it to be. Look how pristine the waters are there, those gorgeous white sand beaches, soaking up that sun, swimming, refreshing drink. If you want to do more activities, you might want to do some snorkeling while you're there as well. Look at that, imagine zip lining. It's a lovely place and you're very lucky to go there. A day at sea, and then you'll arrive in the British Virgin Islands at Tortola. Now there's a lovely craft alive market here. It's just near the cruise dock. You can get locally made crafts, artwork and souvenirs as well, and meet all the local artisans too. Next we're going to St John's in Antigua, which is just an amazing part of the Caribbean. I went there on my honeymoon and I loved it. If you like beaches, you'll have the best time there as well. Swimming, snorkeling, you can even feed and pet stingrays when you're there as well. It's on to Philipsburg in St Martin next. There's a couple of sides to this island. You've got a Dutch side and a French side. You're there for the day and it's well worth seeing both. Great beaches to go to are Maho Beach or Great Bay Beach. That's definitely the best snorkeling spot if that's what you're into. Puerto Rico is next, San Juan. Explore the Old Town. It's just amazing. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it's filled with colourful Spanish colonial buildings. You've got gorgeous cobblestone streets, historic forts there as well. Very lovely. Puerto Plato and in the Dominican Republic is next. There's a great trip here where you go out on a catamaran for the day and you can explore all the beaches, you can go and swim in the waters and you can meet the paradise pigs and piglets and swim with them as well. That's a bit different, isn't it? A day at sea, you'll be arriving in Grand Cayman at Georgetown. Now here you've got 7 Mile Beach. Now it's famous for obviously 7 miles of white sand and clear waters as well. Again, you're just going to really enjoy the weather, the sunshine and relaxation while you're here. Mexico, next to Cozumel, there's a pearl farm here which would be lovely to go and learn about the cultivation of pearls. You can take a guided tour of the farm, you can see the pearl oysters up close and of course at the end perhaps shop for one or two. A day at sea takes you back to Galveston where you'll get your flight home after lots of lovely sunshine.
Maybe, talking of pearls, maybe you could go and open your own oyster, is it? Clam? Whatever it is. Open it and see which pearls are within. Make your own discovery. That would be quite nice to do. I'm sure you can do that. Maybe you've done it before, let us know. Anyway, listen, there is a reason why there are a cacophony of cruise ships buzzing around the Caribbean through the winter, because winter here is something very, very different in the Caribbean. That's why lots of people love an escape. And whenever you think of winter sunshine, you either think of the Canaries that are closer to us or the Caribbean. And still so many people haven't been to the Caribbean. Me too. And maybe it's time to make it happen. Maybe it's time to make it happen sooner than you think. And Polly and I were just talking before we started this show about where we are in the year right now. It is ridiculous. January will be here before we know it. It won't be long before we're putting the tree up, for heaven's sake. So get it booked right now. It's for January. Low deposit today, just £199 each. That's the flight out to Houston from the UK, a 2-night hotel stay there, and then your 2-week cruise on Norwegian Prima around the Caribbean. Premium drinks are on the menu and included shore excursion credit, 2 nights of specialty dining and a Wi-Fi package as well. And of course, at the end of the cruise, that flight that you'll have to reluctantly take, I'm afraid, to bring you back from Houston to the UK. Here is your price tag. Remember, deposits today of just £199 each. And think about how soon this is. You might have this year sorted already in terms of your holiday, and you're now starting to think about next year. Can I just remind you about how bad the weather has been pretty much the entirety of this year so far, bar about 4 days in a row. That's probably the most we've managed this year, isn't it? Dry, about 3 or 4 days in a row. It's ridiculous. So guarantee yourself some sunshine, a nice breakaway, middle of January, just when you need it, because you know how dark, literally, the winter can be, particularly in January, which is the month, of course, which normally has about 622 days. Here's the upgrades on board, by the way. You're already upgraded to a certain degree, if you think about it, because you've got drinks included, you've got Wi-Fi included, you've got 2 nights of specialty dining and a massive choice on this ship of specialty dining as well on Norwegian Prima. She's one of the newest ships that there are from Norwegian. Which 2 did I miss out? Shore excursion credits, Wi-Fi, 2 nights of specialty dining and premium drinks. Did I get all of those in the right order? They're all there for you. It's amazing. And if you want to know more about any aspect of that, then call our team on 0800 953 4700. Remember, that's a free call and you can call 7 days a week, which is amazing. We got some other news to talk to you about as well, because don't forget, and please help us with this one, we want you to go out and tell everyone that we're now on Freeview Channel 89 every afternoon from 1 until 4. Freeview 89 1 till 4 every afternoon, so more people than ever can see the good news now from Cruise1st, which is very good news, Polly, isn't it?
It's the best news. Now, next we've got another rare combination, the chance to voyage with Cunard out in the Caribbean. Now, this is for the 7th of February in 2026. It's for 13 nights in all, and you can get this in the diary with a deposit of just £99 each. Now, we'll start this with the flight out to Miami for a 3-night hotel stay there. Now, I have been banging on about Miami because I went there earlier this year and it was fantastic. Now, if you just want to get there and relax on the beach, you can do that. South Beach is amazing, but you won't be relaxing, you'll just be people watching. There's people that go down there and they take all their chairs, their speakers, and they're having a party. There's people having an Instagram photo session while you're there as well. It's just mind-boggling when you see it. There's a gym on the beach while you're there as well. There's loads of restaurants, bars. It's very, very lively. It's a fantastic place. You will definitely enjoy it. The shopping is also really good while you're there as well. And actually, when you see all the cruise terminals, they are incredible. It's just like a city in itself. Very, very beautiful as well. So that's 3 nights in Miami before joining the Queen Elizabeth. Oh, Cunard. I mean, this is, if you've sort of know much about cruising, never cruised before, or you've always wanted to cruise, or you've cruised loads, there's just something about Cunard. Everybody wants to cruise Cunard.
Yeah, it's kind of like the top of the tree, really, isn't it? It's one of those that you talk about and you think about, and you kind of, you lead up to it, don't you? Really, I think. Amazing experience on board, as you would expect. It's Cunard. Each one of their ships are called Queen something. And that kind of sets the tone, really, doesn't it? Straight away. I think this ship is probably dearer to our hearts anyway, naturally, because we all have that natural affinity to the late Queen Elizabeth, of course.
Gosh, you're making me emotional.
No, but I mean, again, it's something that you feel emotionally attached to as well, and that you already have a good feeling about it before you're on board, even though you've not looked around, you've not stepped on board. You know you're going to like this.
Absolutely. I mean, dining on board is spectacular. You've got main dining, which you probably wouldn't know. You'd think you were having a specialty dining meal, but of course there are the specialty dining options as well, which are just wonderful. Really, really nice. There's sort of a lot of other little nice extras while you're on board as well. Like they have a florist on board. So if you are there for a special occasion or you're celebrating someone and you want to surprise somebody, how lovely is that you know you can just get fresh flowers delivered? I think that's absolutely lovely.
Yeah, that would be nice if you were celebrating something like a bit of an anniversary or just some special occasion. Maybe it's a congratulations, you've said goodbye to the world of work, or
yes,
whatever it might be. Have a big bouquet of flowers waiting in the cabin on Queen Elizabeth. Oh, delicious.
Or just celebrating going on this wonderful cruise. So our first stop is going to be Georgetown in Grand Cayman. Here we've got Stingray City. It's a really popular attraction where you can interact with friendly stingrays, may I say, in their natural habitat as well. On to Montego Bay in Jamaica next. Now here in Jamaica is Dunn's River Falls. It's just amazing. It's a stunning waterfall where you can climb to the top over terrace steps and swim in natural pools, which is just absolutely beautiful there. A day at sea arriving in Roatan. Now West Bay Beach here is probably one of the most beautiful beaches in the Caribbean. You've got crystal clear waters, white sand. Just remember, this is going to be February, so you've left that grey, gloomy winter in England and you're going to be in beautiful climates out there. Costa Maya in Mexico. Here we've got Chachabuin Mayan ruins. Now it's an ancient archaeological site, but really well preserved ruins there as well. You can explore the pyramids, the temples, the plazas, learn all about Mayan history and culture as well. Cozumel in Mexico next. Maybe after doing that history, you might want to take a more relaxed approach here. Go snorkeling, relax on the beach, but they do have the Columbia Reef out there as well, which is pretty epic to see. A day at sea takes you back to Miami, where it's time. I'm sorry to say you've got to fly home. You won't want to.
Do you know, with you saying it was February, I was just looking at the dates there. You're actually in the Caribbean on Valentine's. So going back to the florist thing.
Oh, you like that idea, don't you?
Dozen red roses for Valentine's would be nice. And don't sit there saying going on the cruise is, you know, gift enough for Valentine. That's not going to cut the mustard, is it really?
No.
Because it's either a dozen red roses from the onboard florist, or it's going to have to be a diamond, isn't it? So, you know, you choose. Mind you, there's not a lot of price difference these days, is there, between a dozen red roses and a diamond? Anyway, we are forward planning for February in 2026. Today you can book this, by the way, for a deposit of just £99 each, which blows my mind. That's the flight out to Miami, 3 nights in a hotel there, then your 9-night cruise voyage, should I say, on board Queen Elizabeth around the Caribbean, and your flight back at the end from Miami as well. It's ridiculous. Let's price it up, shall we? There are other dates, as you can see, from October next year through to March in 2026. But look at that price tag and that low deposit. You just give us £99 each today as a deposit, and you've got this sorted right now. Do you know what? If you think about it, because you can pay, you know, little bits off up to your due date before you go, which is usually about 16 weeks before you go, that you have to be all paid up. If you put your deposit down on this right now, you could actually plan it as a surprise, couldn't you, for your other half, and just, you know, quietly do the budgeting in the background with no one noticing. And that would be the absolute ultimate Valentine's, wasn't it? Remember, £99 each deposit today to get this sorted right now, and there's so much included for that price tag. Here's the upgrades as well. So if that special Valentine's surprise, I'm probably pushing my luck a little bit here now, is the balcony or possibly even the suite, you know, listen, I'll leave it with you. You take the best deal there at just under £2,000, and that is brilliant. I mean, Polly, you know, you travel a lot with the family as well. You've just been out to America as well. You know how the money just evaporates into thin air when you're trying to make the arrangements.
Exactly. So something like this, where you know everything's accounted for, is just fantastic. Yeah, it would just be the best holiday, wouldn't it?
Well, you bear in mind as well, while you're on board Queen Elizabeth there, you were just talking about main dining there. That's a big occasion every night. And of course, the greatest thing about that main dining on a Cunard ship is when you walk out of the restaurant, you haven't just had to settle a bill.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough for me. Can I book?
Absolutely.
Where do I sign?
Right, call us now. The number's down there, 0800 953 4700. Right, next up for us then, a chance to cruise on the adults-only playground that is a Virgin Voyages cruise. Now, again here, we're going to be planning for the end of January in 2026. 15 nights in all, exciting nights as well. Probably some late nights there as well, I'm thinking. Of course, we go off to meet a Virgin ship in Miami. So here's where I pass back over to Polly, because we're here for a 3-night hotel stay.
So we've mentioned South Beach, which is lovely. Another lovely thing that you'll enjoy is, and we're looking at now, is the Art Deco buildings. They really are beautiful in all different colours, pastel colours, and just great. I mean, you'll be there with your phone just taking so many pictures. Another area that I really enjoyed was going to Wynwood Walls. It's kind of a design part of the city, and every building has got graffiti on it, but the graffiti is just beautiful. It's spectacular, and you walk around and you are just, it's just breathtaking. It's really wonderful, and I would definitely recommend doing that. You'll really enjoy it. You'll just have the best time in Miami before joining Brilliant Lady, which we're very excited about her launch, aren't we?
Yes, she doesn't launch, of course, until late summer next year.
So I guess she's still being built.
Yeah. So you're pretty much going to be on the kind of, you know, the maiden few months of her being at sea, which is incredible. But already, of course, there are 3 Virgin Voyages ships out there, and they are proving so popular. I think actually a lot of people were almost determined in some kind of way to not enjoy the Virgin experience because they thought it would be too far way out, or the crowd on board would be, 19-year-old Love Island contestants. and actually the reality is it has attracted, partly due to the timing of when they launched actually, because they were doing cruises close to the UK. So a lot of traditional cruisers took some staycations in the early days of Virgin and just went, oh, now this is good. I like this. I didn't expect I would like it as much as I did. I loved it.
Well, it's quite different. I mean, all cruise lines want to be bigger, better and different, but Virgin have done something completely different.
Really refreshing.
And I think that's been great for people who never cruise because they didn't like the idea of it and they've gone, oh, actually, this is wonderful. Or people who have even cruised lots and wanted to do something different. So it has actually appealed to everyone.
And also it's evolved as well.
Yeah.
So from day one to where Virgin are now, they have literally listened to every piece of feedback along the way and said, okay, what do we need to do more of? What do we need to do less of? What do we need to tone down? What do we need to ramp up? And they have done it. It's incredible. And what you have included on your Virgin voyage is massive, by the way, isn't it? Because, Wi-Fi for a start is included. It's a given. All of the dining, every one of those 20 plus restaurants on board included in the fare, which I think is really, really good.
It's unheard of, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it just makes sense. It means that there's no kind of hierarchy going on either.
Okay.
You don't have that feeling of, oh, actually, we won't go there, we'll go there instead. It kind of, it just makes life so much easier. And things like fitness classes, first thing in the morning, and so many, other inclusions that are part of the party that is a Virgin voyage. So we're setting off out of Miami.
Calling in first at Willemstad in Krakow. Now here you've got the floating Queen Emma Bridge. It connects the Punda and the Trabanda neighbourhoods across St Anna Bay. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, there's a shopping centre there as well. It's Oranjestad next in Aruba. Here you've got beautiful, beautiful beaches. We're going to be banging on about these beaches. You're in the Caribbean. But if you want a bit more culture while you're there, you've got Alto Vista Chapel. It's very small, it's picturesque, top of a hilltop, so great views while you're there. A day at sea and it's Cartagena in Colombia next. Some great walking tours while you're here. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now you've got a walled city known for its cobblestone streets, colourful colonial buildings, a lot of history while you're there. A day at sea and it's Ocho Rios in Jamaica next. Mystic Mountain is worth a visit. Now it's an adventure park set in the rainforest. You can go bobsledding, zip lining, amazing. There's a Sky Explorer chairlift as well. So sounds quite exciting, doesn't it? Georgetown in Grand Cayman is next. This is where you can head to hell. Yep, you heard me right. It's a unique geological formation. It's got black limestone formations. Now you can send postcards from Hell Post Office back home as well. It's a bit of a feature. A day at sea, you'll arrive back in Miami and you can go home.
So you can go to hell.
Yeah.
No offence, anyone. It's a place. And you can go bobsledding in the Caribbean, which is something I never expected to hear.
Well, you know that film. What's it called? Cool Runnings.
No.
Oh my goodness, it's like an iconic film, the 80s or 90s, and there's the line, Jamaica has a bobsleigh team. No. Derek, where have you been?
Well, never to the Caribbean, that's the problem. Never to the Caribbean so far. Are you the same with the Caribbean? You've heard so much about it, you hear people talking about it all of the time, and you just haven't been, for one reason or another. Either you've cruised close to home or you've just never ventured that far. It's great as well. Maybe you've never been to the States, and I have to say that was me until just a couple of years ago, and so good to go. So good to go and just see how different everything is, to experience and to come back and to say that you've done it as well. It's like a badge of honor almost. The more you travel, the more rounded you kind of feel. Do you know what I mean? You feel like, right, okay, I'm starting to fit in a little bit more right now because I've got some travel to talk about. I haven't just been to Devon or Cornwall or whatever. No offence to those places, I love them and go every year. But here's the chance to put a plan in place that's maybe breaking your holiday boundaries a little bit. That's maybe breaking out of your little safe zone of holiday and doing something completely and utterly different. And actually, you know what? There's never been a better time to throw off that cloak of convention and say, blow it. Let's do it. Let's do something completely and utterly different. So this is forward planning again, remember? This is January in 2026. So low deposits today of just £199 each, and that includes your flight out to Miami, 3 nights in a hotel there. Maybe that's 3 full days sat on a beach in Miami. No harm in that. At least you've been there, at least you've seen it, at least you've done it. Then you've got your 11-night cruise on Brilliant Lady from Virgin Voyages, of course. You've got all of your dining included, you've got Wi-Fi included, you've got soft drinks included, fitness classes, your tips, and there's so much more that is part of the fare as well. Adults only cruise around the Caribbean, and then your flight back from Miami. Here is your price tag for this. It's wonderful. And remember, the ship is near to absolutely brand new because she only launches in September in 2025. You're going on this holiday in January in 2026. Deposits today on this is just £199 each. Honestly, from all the people, and I've met a vast range of different people as well, from different backgrounds, different age groups as well, who've been on a Virgin voyage and really thought to themselves, wow, actually, I didn't quite expect to love those differences quite as much as I did. And people are going back and back and back. They really are building up a huge, huge reputation in the cruising business. No surprise, really. They do on every kind of aspect or business that they go into. Virgin make that difference, don't they? Here's the details if you want to upgrade, by the way. Your price is based on an insider, which of course is an inside. You can go up to their sea view, which is an ocean view there, or their sea terrace, which is their equivalent of a balcony. It is still a balcony with table and chairs, but you have a swinging hammock out there as well, which is lovely. And there are all kind of sweet options that you can take on a Virgin voyage as well. And if you're interested in hearing about any of those, there's more details on the website, Cruise1st.tv. You're always better talking to one of our team, though, to be honest with you, because maybe you might want to spend longer in Miami. Maybe you think, actually, well, I'm going to the States. So how about I go here first? Maybe you want to go to Orlando and go to do the parks first, then spend some time in Miami, then do the cruise. Maybe there's something you want to do after the cruise. Maybe you think, actually, I'm in Miami right now. How about I go over to New York for a few days? Or, you know what I'm thinking? Las Vegas for a few nights there. It'd be amazing. You can tailor it any way you want to. It's a great thing about our holidays. Just give our team a call, 0800 953 4700. Now, while you think about that one, if you're new to us here at Cruise First, here is why so many people trust us with their cruise holidays.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise First, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade, and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 6,000 independent reviews, so you can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise First.
So that's us, and there's loads of places where you can come and watch, by the way. I realise as I'm saying this, you are clearly watching from somewhere right now and somehow, but let me just tell you about the different ways that you can do it. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Cruise First TV, you'll find us there. We also live stream the channel on our website, Cruise1st.tv. We're on Sky 681 from early in the morning to late at night, 7 days a week. And now, Freeview! Freeview channel 89 from 1 until 4 in the afternoon. We are there as well, so please spread the word and let your friends know, because this is the place to be, Polly.
We are literally everywhere. You don't need to go a minute without seeing us if you don't want to. Go and watch us on your phone as you're walking down the street. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in just a few moments with more great cruises.
See you later.